I'm Lee Welkley, currently live in Jacksonville, Florida. Went to Aurora as a student in 1959 and was part of the class of '63. Did not graduate from Aurora, but spent 2 years there. During my years at Aurora, I did a 6-month internship under the pastor of the Mendota Advent Christian Church. Toward the end of my internship, Mrs. Dean offered me the opportunity to look through former President Dean's books, and I have several of Bert Dean's books in my library today, and he was the last president in Mendota before Dr. Jenks took over, who precipitated the move from Mendota to Aurora. Actually, the day after we completed the internship, Reverend Krause, John Krause, died, and he died within an hour or two after he had written the report on my internship and sent it off in the mail to Dr. Krause, Moses Krause. Dr. Crimmy came to see me after the death and said that the family would like me to return to Mendota to be a pallbearer at Reverend Krause's funeral. I said I'd like to do it, but I had a final that day. And the final was with Prof. Clarence Smith at the college, who was science prof. So I went to see Dr. Smith and told him that I had been invited to be a pallbearer and was there any way we could reschedule the exam. And Prof. Smith said to me, well, John Krause was a fellow student of mine. I mean, we were both students together at Mendota, and so he said I should be going to the funeral. He said, I think it's more important that you go to be the pallbearer. And he said, I'll tell you what we'll do. He said, you go in my place to the funeral, and you be the pallbearer for John Krause's funeral. And he said, I'll take your final exam. During my years at Aurora, certainly many of the faculty members left an indelible imprint on my life. But probably the person who left the greatest impact on me personally and on my ministry was Moses Krause. Then, in the next generation, my son went to Aurora and finished a little over 3 years of studies at Aurora, and his name is Gerald Welkley. And then his sister, our middle child, went to Aurora, and during Deborah's time at Aurora, she lived in the Parolini home for 4 years, and the last 2 years of her 4 years at Aurora, she was president of the student body. David Fink's goals in his ministry on campus sound exciting to me, and I trust that effort that's being made by Dr. Sherrick and those who surround her will be very successful.